Hi Yogi, sorry I was running a little bit late today, but here I am. Anyways, today we are going to do a short little 30-minute flow. I got a lot of really good feedback and requests for some more quick energizing flows. So today we're going to focus on backbending. Backbending naturally creates a boost of energy because of all of the circulation that it enables throughout the body. And it also sparks up our nervous system. So sometimes we get that little adrenaline rush post backbending, and usually after I backbend, I stay pretty well energized throughout the rest of the day. Some of the backbends that we're going to be working on are going to be camel pose, bridge pose, optional full wheel pose, and a few other ones. So let's go ahead and get started today in a cross-legged seated position, sitting up nice and tall so that you're rooting through the sit bones, placing the palms to face up next to your sides, lengthening out of the lower back, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, and then slightly tugging the chin back so that your ears are lined up with your shoulders. We'll begin by closing up the eyes. Drawing our attention into our breath as we take deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Noticing how the breath draws all of our attention to this present moment. Noticing how the inhales energize the body. Noticing how the exhales give you a sense of release. And as you continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, make sure that both ends of the breath are equally balanced. And now shifting our awareness to our heart space as we prepare for a handful of heart openers today. Ask yourself, what brought you onto your mat today? What is your reason for being here? And what would you like to gain out of your practice? Setting your intention. Keeping that intention in mind, we'll take a deep breath in through our nose, filling up the chest, filling up the belly, holding at the top. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Softly blinking the eyes open, circle both of the arms up over your head, gazing in between the fingertips. With your exhalation, bending the left elbow behind your head. You're going to use your right hand to pull down on the left elbow. Resisting the chin from dropping down by pressing the back of the head into your arms. Adding a little side bend here, we're going to press into the left sit bone as we lean slightly to the right. Take a breath in through the nose. With your exhale, release the left hand all the way over to the left and circle the right arm over the right ear, gazing underneath your right bicep. Breathe in. Breathing out, roll the right shoulder down so it's parallel to the floor. And now sweeping the right arm down to the floor out in front of you, we're going to take a full circle. As you bring it all the way back up towards the sky, bend the right elbow, push down on that elbow with your left hand, and resist with the back of your head. Taking a little side bend to the left, reach your left elbow to the left side of the room and press deeper into your right sit bone. Breathe in through your nose. Exhaling, release the right hand all the way over to the right side of the room or of your mat, reaching the left arm over the left ear. With your exhale, rolling the left shoulder down towards the floor, bring your chest parallel. Sweeping the left arm out in front of you, we're going to circle it all the way back up, doing this one more time. Bending the left elbow, catch a hold of it with your right hand. Take a soft back side bend, leaning over to your right. Releasing the left hand over to the left, reach the fingertips over the right side of your face. Exhaling, sweep the right hand all the way down, and as you circle it back up, the right elbow bends, left hand presses down. Taking a side bend to the left, look underneath the right arm. Releasing your right hand to the right side of your mat, lengthen the left arm over the left ear. Squaring the left shoulder down to the floor, complete a full circle, reaching both of the arms up overhead this time. And as you exhale, interlace all 10 fingertips behind your low back, pressing the palms together. With your knuckles reaching down towards the floor, lift your chest up, roll the shoulders open, and lift your chin. Breathing into the heart for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bringing your spine back to neutral, unclasp the hands. Press them out in front of you and shift forward into our tabletop position, coming onto our hands and knees. Taking 3 rounds of cat-cow here, we'll inhale as we arch the spine, rolling the shoulders open, lifting the tailbone, lifting our gaze. Tucking the toes, pressing into the hands and knees. Exhale, cat pose, round your spine, gazing towards your navel. 2 more rounds. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, rounding in, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Bringing your spine back to a neutral tabletop position. Inhale your right arm up towards the sky. Stacking the shoulders, gazing up towards the fingertips. Without letting your shoulder touch the ground, exhale, thread the needle, and just hover the arm. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, thread it through. Inhale, reach the right arm back up. See if you can deepen the twist. Exhale, thread the needle, drop all the way down to your right shoulder. Walk your left hand forward and over to your right. So you're tenting the fingertips. And as we square out the hips, the left hip pulls back, right hip presses forward. You'll notice that this also distributes the sensation all alongside the upper back, the middle back, and the shoulders. Placing our left hand back underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, reach the right arm back up. Exhale into your tabletop. Inhale your left arm up towards the sky, stack the shoulders open. Without touching the ground, exhale, thread the needle. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, spiral open. Deepen the twist. Exhale, thread the needle. Drop down to your left shoulder. Keeping your hips stacking over the knees. Walk your right hand forward. and over to the left. Push your right hip back. Send the left hip forward. Breathing. 5 rounds of breath. Placing the right hand back underneath the shoulder. Inhale the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, place it back down. Still keeping our hips directly above the knees, we're going to walk the hands forward into heart melting pose or puppy dog pose. You have the option to release your forehead to the floor, your chin to the floor, maybe your chest comes all the way down. Softening the shoulders. Breathing into the spaces where you may be feeling tightness. One more breath. Slowly walk your hands back underneath your shoulders for your tabletop position. Just like we did in cat pose, we're going to tuck the toes, pressing into your hands. Feel your upper back slightly rounding. Instead of gazing towards our navel, we're going to keep our gaze directly in between the thumbs. Pressing deep enough into the hands, we're going to engage the lower belly to lift the knees and the shin bones off of the ground. And notice how my shins are parallel to the floor, so I'm not lifting the knees up too high or the hips, just about 2 to 3 inches. We're going to hold here, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping the knees lifted, begin to straighten through the legs, sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. On your own, pedal out the leg and just add a little bit more movement to your down dog. When you are ready to find stillness, your fingers will be spreading, grounding into all 10 knuckles, having a little micro bend through the elbows to avoid hyperextending through the arms. With your neck hanging long and heavy, we'll send the chest closer towards the thighs, drawing the rib cage into the spine and lengthening the tailbone down towards the heel so that our back is still neutral. If the hamstrings are tight, you have the option to add a little bend to your knees. And it's okay if the heels don't touch the floor. Breathe in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. Inhaling, lift your heels, take your gaze forward. Exhale, travel all the way to the top of your mat. Your choice, feet hip width apart or feet together touching. Bringing your hands onto your shin bones. Inhale, halfway lift, roll the shoulders open. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. 2 more times, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, belly to the thighs, forward fold. 1 more round, inhale, peel the heart open. Exhale, forward fold. With a soft bend in the knees, inhale, rise to stand, circling both of the arms up over your head, gaze in between the fingertips. Exhale, cactus the arms, take a back bend here. Holding in your back bend, release your fingertips down towards the floor and interlace both of your hands together. Squeezing the palms, roll the collarbones open even more. Keeping that chest expansion, exhale, forward fold. Peeling the fist away from your low back. Shifting your weight towards the ball mounds of your feet. Breathe in. release your hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your high plank position. Keeping the shoulders over your wrist, lengthen through the neck, engage your quads, and press out through the heels. We'll breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everything releases down to the floor. Untucking the toes, bringing the heels in together. We'll release the hands directly next to our lower rib cage. With the hands hovering the ground, elbows squeezing in towards one another, lift the chest up, baby cobra pose. One more breath. Exhale, release all the way down. Keeping the thighs spiraling in towards one another and the palms pressing into the floor this time. Inhale, just come up halfway. So we're still taking a little cobra pose. Elbows squeezing in towards the rib cage, shoulder blades pulling back. One breath in. Exhale, lower down. Rising to the very top of our cobra pose. Inhale, lift the chest. Keep lengthening your tailbone down. Roll the shoulders open. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Popping up onto our elbows, Sphinx pose. We're going to bend the right knee. Grabbing onto the right foot, pull your heel down towards your hip, maybe outside of your hip. This will open up our thighs, our quads, the largest muscle in our body. Switching sides, releasing your right foot down, press up onto your left forearm, bending the left knee, pull your heel closer towards your hip. Releasing the left foot and the left hand, let's lower all the way down onto our belly again. Taking half a boat pose, Ardha Dhanurasana. We'll bend the right knee only and we'll reach back with our right hand. Your choice, you can grab from the inside of the foot or you can grab from the outside of the foot. Continue to squeeze the knees in towards one another. And focus on pressing into your hip bone so that we can lift the rib cage and the chest off of the floor. Beginning with the forehead down, take an open mouth exhale. Inhaling, we lift everything up towards the sky. The right foot is kicking towards the ceiling and the shin is pulling you back so the chest lifts away from the floor. The left arm is helping you lift higher. The left leg is helping you lift higher. One breath in. Exhale, lower down. Windshield wipe the knees if you need to. We'll switch sides. Reaching the right arm forward, bend your left knee. Grab a hold of your foot. Bring the knees in together. Spiral the inner thighs. With your forehead releasing down, take an open mouth exhale. Inhale, rise up, half bow pose. Every time you inhale, feel yourself rocking up and rocking back into the hips. 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down, windshield wipe the knees. Press back into child's pose. Tucking the toes underneath, you send the hips back up, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up high. Exhale, stack the hip open. Look underneath your right arm and maintain the left toes in a neutral position. Inhale, straighten out the legs, square your hip down. Exhale, knee to your nose, tiger pose. Shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, wild thing, stepping the right foot over the left leg with the option to lower the left knee to the floor. Press up, away from the ground, lifting the hips, lifting the chest. Releasing the right hand to the floor. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands, releasing the left knee to the floor. Low lunge. Inhale, arms up overhead. Anjaneyasana. With our palms supporting our lower back, we'll point the fingertips down. Taking a supported back bend, we're going to use our palms to encourage the tailbone down towards the heels. As you lunge deeper into the right knee, squeeze the elbows together so the upper spine begins to lift. Follow your gaze up towards the ceiling. Keeping your right hand on your back. As you bring your spine back to neutral, inhale the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, reach the left hand forward with your right hand still on your low back. Look over your right shoulder. Staying in this twist, sink back into the right knee. Pull the left arm back behind the left ear. Staying in the twist, breathe in through the nose. Exhale, release the left elbow outside of the right leg and bring your right palm in to meet the left. Rolling the right shoulder back, think of centering your thumbs right at the sternum. Press your right leg into the left arm just as much as the arm is pressing into the leg. That'll help us keep the knee in line with our hip. Staying in this twist, tucking the back toes, lift the left knee off of the ground. You can stay here. This will be option 1. Option 2 is to open up the arms. If you are doing so, make sure the arm doesn't slide off of the leg. We want to keep that twist for leverage. Right arm up towards the sky, or third option, come into your full bind. Straighten the left leg, lift through the back of the kneecap. If you have a bind or any other variation, hands come back to the heart center. Pulling the rib cage into your spine to engage the core. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, take a back bend. Inhale, arms lengthen. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, releasing the left knee to the ground, shift the shoulders forward. Lowering only the chest and the chin to the floor. Scorpion tail the right leg. So you're bending the knee, reaching the toes towards the top of your head. 5 breaths. With your right knee meeting the left knee, inhale, cobra pose. Pull the hips forward. Tucking the toes, exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up high. Exhale, stack the hip open. Look underneath the left arm. Inhale, straighten the legs, square your hip down. Squeezing the lower belly, exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, wild thing. Left toes over the right leg, pressing into your right hand. rise up into your back bend. Releasing the left hand down. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot steps in between the hands, right knee drops to the floor. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale the arms up high. Exhale, place your palms onto your low back for support. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen the tailbone down. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Squeeze the elbows closer in towards one another. Holding here. Opening up the heart space towards our practice, our intention, our own being. This time keeping your left hand on your low back. Inhale, the right arm up towards the sky. Bringing your spine back to neutral. Exhale, reach the right arm forward and take a twist, looking over the left shoulder. Staying in this twist, sink the hips back down and inhale the right arm back behind the right ear. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale, right elbow hooks outside of the left thigh. Left palm meets the right. Deepening your twist, looking over the left shoulder, pressing the palms together. With your back toes tucked, lift the right knee, coming up into our prayer twisting high lunge. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2 is to release the right hand towards the floor, left arm up to the sky. Option 3 is to take your full bind. Energize through the back leg, press through the heel. Coming back to a prayer twist. If you're not already there yet, unwind as we inhale, high crescent lunge. Make sure all 10 toes are still pointing forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, cactus the arms, back bend. Inhale, re-lengthen. Exhale, hands release down. Three-legged dog, reach the left leg up towards the sky. Shifting the shoulders forward, release your right knee to the floor. With the left leg still lifting, elbow squeezing in towards the ribcage, chest and chin release. Left knee bends. You're reaching your toes towards the top of your head. Releasing the left knee next to the right. Inhale, pull yourself forward, cobra pose. Exhale, child's pose. Take a few resting breaths here. Maybe grab a little sip of water. How are you all doing? All right, when you are ready, we're gonna come out of our child's pose, preparing for Ustrasana, camel pose. We'll rise all the way to the very tops of our knees, lining up our hips directly above the knees. So you want your thighs to be going straight up and down the whole time. It's very common for us to send the hips all the way back in order to reach for the feet. We want to think of pressing the hips forward so the tailbone can tuck under, the chest can spiral open a little bit more, and again, we continue with that stacking of our joints. First round, we'll take supported camel pose. With the hands behind our low back again, fingertips pointing down, squeeze the elbows together. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, send the hips forward. Rock your head back. 5 rounds of breath. Use your shoulder blades to lift the back of the heart. Very slowly inhale your way back up to camel pose. For the following round, you can stay here. For those who have blocks at home, you can place your blocks to the very tallest height outside of your ankles, and you can use that to place your hands closer to the floor. Another option is to tuck your toes, reach for the heels. Again, make sure you're pressing the hips forward though, and to go a little bit deeper than that, you untuck the toes. So that gives you more height away between your arm and the floor. Starting with the hands on the low back, taking variation of your choice. Squeeze the elbows. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, proceed into your version of camel pose. We'll take 5 breaths. Slowly inhale your way all the way back up. Release the hands down, tabletop position. Take a few rounds of cat-cow on your own to release your spine. We'll make our way all the way down onto our spine now, pulling the knees into our chest. We'll be taking 3 rounds of back bends today, supine back bends. For the first round, we'll set up for bridge pose, and then the following rounds, I'll give you more options. Placing the heels hip-width apart directly underneath the knees, we'll rest our hands down next to our sides. Walking the shoulder blades closer in towards one another, pressing through the heels, we'll inhale the hips up towards the sky. Feel your glutes engaging, and then also work on pressing your knees forward so that you continue to have space between your chin and your chest. Every inhale, lift the hips up just a bit higher. 3, 2, and 1. We'll release upper back first, then middle back, and then lower back. Rock the knees from side to side. Second round, you can stay here in your bridge pose, maybe interlacing the hands underneath the low back. You can set up for a fish pose, walking your legs forward, big toes touching, with your elbows pressing down next to your sides. You're going to lift the entire spine off of the floor so that you can tuck the crown of the head down onto your mat. And then your third option is to work on your full wheel pose. Please be very mindful of your body, especially in this one. You want to make sure that you feel open enough within the shoulders, your back, your hamstrings. However, if you are ready to attempt full wheel pose, your hands will go underneath the shoulders, fingers point towards your heels. When you press up into your full wheel pose, work on pressing your chest through the arms. So you're going to press the chest back behind you, and you're going to do so by pressing a lot through your heels. Your heels are going to send you back. Taking your back bend of choice, take an open mouth exhale. With our inhale, let's rise all the way up. Bridge, fish, or full wheel. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. And slowly release yourself all the way back down to the ground. Don't pull the knees into your chest yet, just windshield wipe the knees. We still have one more back bend, and we want to keep our spine fully open without counterbalancing that yet. Again, your choice, full wheel pose, bridge pose, or fish pose. Whenever you are ready, let's take our final round. 5 rounds of breath. When you are ready to release, make your way back down to the mat, hugging the knees into your chest, gently rocking from side to massage out our back. With our arms opening out like a T, drop your knees over to your left, scoot your hips about 2 to 3 inches to the right, and then turn your gaze towards your right hand. Making our way back to the center, drop your knees over to your right, scooting the hips to the left, and turn your gaze to your left fingertips. Bringing our knees back into our chest, pull them in. And now rocking up and down the length of our mat, we're going to bring ourselves up into a seat, keeping our feet planted, walking the heels forward so that our feet are past our knees. And then just leaning back onto your hands, you're going to cross your left ankle above the right knee, sliding the right heel closer in towards your glutes, and then scooting yourself closer in towards that foot as well. With your hands walking in towards the hips, you can send the chest towards the shin bone, setting up for our figure 4 pose. Feeling a nice release throughout the outer hip, the glute, and the low back. Add a bit of flexion through the left toes. This will help protect the knee as we move into that external rotation. And now keeping the legs exactly as they are, you're going to straighten the right leg forward, letting the left foot land to the outside of the right leg. Flexing the right toes back, bring the left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen through the right side. And exhale, take a spinal twist, hooking the elbow outside of the left leg, spinning your gaze over the left shoulder. Unwinding from our twist, we'll still keep the legs as they are. Move your left ankle to the outside of your right hip so that now both of the knees are pointing straight forward. With the fingertips next to your sides, inhale to grow tall. Exhale, forward folds. Inhaling, bring yourself all the way up, planting your left foot down, cross the right ankle above the left knee, walk your heel closer in, scoot your hips forward towards the heel, and then walk your hands towards your hips so that your chest is continuing to extend forward. Right toes are flexed. Keeping the legs as they are. Press your left leg forward and land the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. Popping up onto the right fingertips. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, take your twist, gazing over the right shoulder. Unwinding from the twist, we're going to stack the right knee directly on top of the left by pulling the heel towards our left hip bone. Framing both of your legs, flexing the left toes, inhale to lengthen, And exhale to forward fold. Slowly rising back up. Straighten out both of the legs, give them a nice little shake. And then meet me in a cross-legged seated position as we seal our practice. Lengthening through the spine. We'll bring our palms together to touch at heart center. Closing up the eyes, we'll bring our attention back into our breath. Just taking this time to absorb all of the hard work that you just put into your practice and into your own being. Absorbing the light, the love, and the good energy created throughout this practice. As we raise our thumbs to our third eye center, bowing our gaze down, I thank each and every one of you for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. The light within me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you all in a couple of days.